So now we're being asked to factor completely a polynomial that has 4 terms. Our first step, always factor out the greatest common factor, if there is one. So I guess the first step is determine, is there a greatest common factor? And then if there is, factor it out. So as far as the variables are concerned, there's no one variable that is in all of the terms. So we're not going to factor out any variables. But if we look at the coefficients, we can see that they have a common factor of 6. So we're going to factor out a 6. So that's going to be x squared minus 2xc plus bx minus 2bc. So then how can we factor this? Well, if we look at the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms, they do share a common factor. If we look at the first 3 terms, that's one place we can look as well. You know, if we look at the first 3 terms, is it a trinomial that will factor into, you know, is it a perfect square trinomial? In this case, it's not. Because if nothing else, we have a common x term in all of it, and then if we factor that out, then we're just left with x minus 2c plus b, and that doesn't help us. So let's try factoring by grouping. So this equals 6 times, and then x squared minus 2xc. So let's look at just those 2 terms. What's the common factor? Is there a common factor in there? Yes, there's a common factor of x. So we factor that out, and that's x times x minus 2c. And then looking at the last 2 terms, is there a common factor in there? There is. It's b. So this would be b times x minus 2c. So factoring by grouping does help us, because then we're looking at 6 times x plus b times x minus 2c. The binomials won't factor any further, so this is our solution, tentatively at least. We still need to check, so let's multiply back through to verify that we get what we started with. So 6 times x plus b times x minus 2c. If we FOIL those last 2, that equals 6 times x squared minus 2xc So first outside, inside plus bx. And then last, so minus 2bc. And if we distribute the 6, we end up with 6x squared minus 12xc plus 6bx minus 12bc. And that is what we started with. So our solution is verified. What we were originally given factors to 6 times x plus b times x minus 2c.